Welcome, my fellow project managers. Those of you getting ready for the PMP exam, it's a pleasure to be with you here today. Today, we're going to be talking about the PMP exam and the rules of the game for your day. Whether at Pearson, whether at home, there's some rules of the game that I want you to be aware of. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you very briefly. If this is indeed your day before the exam, I would imagine you want to get some sleep. Trust me on this one. I have seen a lot of people go into the exam without the proper sleep, and they're not able to process the information. They find it hazy and noisy and cannot focus. So I implore you, once we get off this call, go take a chill pill. You've already done all the work that you need to do. Okay? The mindset for the exam, just remember, the exam is going to be flooded with what should the PM do next? Phil is a project manager on a large-scale infrastructure project, blah-de-blah-de-blah. What should he do next? They'll give you a problem, they'll give you a situation, they'll give you an impediment, they'll give you a stakeholder. A stakeholder might be mad, a stakeholder might be concerned, a stakeholder might have a change request. But the question, about 90% of the questions are going to be, what should Shah, the PM, do next? What should Phil, the PM, do next? You may actually be referred to as a project lead, a project leader. You are not always going to see the term project manager, but most of the time it will be clear who you are. You will also be told if you are in an agile environment, predictive, or hybrid under most circumstances. So get used to the idea of what should I do next. Now, what you should do next is very, very simple to understand flow-wise, and that's why I'm going to teach you the flow right now. For the flow, you need to remember this 5-step process. You may actually want to write this down. Here's a 5-step process. Define the problem. Identify the root cause of the problem. Generate alternatives. Choose the best alternative. Implement the alternative and verify that it actually worked. So when you see the question very quickly, you need to define what the problem is. Beware of being premature in your definition of the problem. So if it says, Shah is a project manager in a project, the schedule is delayed, what should she do next? You could be given options to fast track or crash, add more resources, do things in parallel. But those are not the best options. The best option is to analyze why the schedule is late. So you'll get a lot of questions where they may lead you on towards a blind alley. Don't be tricked. Don't make premature judgments. Okay? I could be late schedule-wise, but why am I late? Will adding more resources really solve the problem? Will doing things in parallel solve the problem? Maybe the question doesn't tell you that. So don't be premature in your judgments to choose crash or fast track or rebaseline. No, you always need to define the problem, identify the root cause, generate the alternatives, choose the best alternative, implement it, and verify. That needs to be the thought process. All right? Give me a yes if you understand what I'm talking about. I have a friend of ours who might be getting ready for the exam. Just put in the chat so I can see. Thank you very much. And we call that the DIG-CIV approach, D-I-G-C-I-V, based on the book. I wrote the book called DIG-CIV. So always define that problem and identify what is causing it. Then quickly generate alternatives. You got to remember this. You got to remember that your exam is going to have a timer. A timer. 230 minutes counting down. So this needs to be your logic. The 230 is a starting point. Begins to go down. You might want to subtract 75 from it. So you go with about 155 needs to be your target. Don't go below 155. If you do, you need to understand catch up, right? 155 subtract another 75, you have 80. So your touch points in your head need to be 230, 155, and then 80. And then you've got a 5 minute buffer. Don't go beyond these benchmarks, or you will find it a little bit challenging. Or maybe you're even quicker than 75 minutes. And if you are, just be aware of whatever buffer you've got. But your targets need to be 230, that's the beginning, 155, and then 80. And then it's going to get to 0. Okay? Any questions about that? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, thank you for letting me know. So, that needs to be your approach. Going in, there's a lot of things you need to be aware of. The time. The other thing you need to be aware of is read the instructions on how to navigate the screen. I had a student who got in and didn't read the instructions and didn't know how to highlight, and it could have helped him. In fact, he was totally at sea. I had another one that went into the exam and did not know how to navigate backwards and forwards, like to jump at random. So do watch that video, whatever they show you in the beginning, to know how to navigate, and always be in control. You got to tell yourself, I've got this. I've got this. That needs to be your mindset. Okay? Now, let's move beyond the dig sieve, because I want to give you some quick common sense rules of the game. Quick common sense rules of the game. All right, let's jump in. So, trust your preparation. You've put in the work. Trust that. Remind yourself that you are ready. So your mindset needs to be, I've got this. Everything I needed to do, I have done. I've done the due diligence. I am ready. I need you to put that in the chat. Let's do some mental adjustment to my friend on the call right now. Chatting to me, I have got this. I am ready. Okay? All right. Good deal. Let's go to number 2, guideline number 2. Guideline number 2. Okay. Guideline number 2 is visualize success. So what I want you to do now is imagine yourself confidently answering the questions and passing. When you visualize, it eases your nerves. See yourself holding that PMP certification that says PMP. Put your name in there. Visualize it. Zoom in like the camera is zooming in. See yourself as a PMP. Which is so important, this visualization. Now, for me, on my exam, I got to question 20 in 1 hour. Think about that. If you got to question 20 in 1 hour, how many hours do you need to finish a 180 question exam? 8 times as much. So I needed 9 hours to take the PMP exam. I was slow in reading. Don't fall into this trap. I need you to write down, type in, mow them down and keep moving. Mow them down and keep moving. Mow them down and keep moving. You don't have time to stop and say, oh, did I get this right? What did the PMBOK 7 say? What did PMBOK 6 say? What did Agile Guide say? Did I get... If you do that, you're going to waste time. Mow them down and keep going. That needs to be your mantra. Because for me, I got to question 20 in 1 hour. And at that point, I said, Phil, this isn't going to work. You got to be quicker. So I got my skates on, finished the exam, aced the exam, did better than I even thought. So when you're going through hell on this exam, just keep going. You're going to get out on the other end. Because the exam is very deceptive. You may think you're bombing the questions, and actually, you're killing them. So mow them down, keep going. That's my 2 cents to you. All right, number 3, focus on the big picture. The PMP tests your understanding of principles, especially Agile, right? You've applied these already to your projects. You've shown prowess. Those of you who've been in the class with me, we talked about agile till the cows came home. Remember? So you got this. Just remember, individuals and interactions over processes and tools, work in product over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration, customer collaboration, customer collaboration, over contract negotiation all the time. When you're negotiating, your mindset needs to be one of collaboration, hyper collaborative, responding to change over following a plan. So when you get these questions, I need you to remember the agile values. Your highest priority is to satisfy the customer. Early and continuous delivery. Cut out the fat, maximize the muda. Think about those agile principles. They are going to help you, okay? Number 4, review key concepts. So the 5 process groups, the 10 knowledge areas, the 49 processes, at a high level, we've already covered them. There's a flow, there's an ebb and a flow to the 49 processes. Your exam may not necessarily say develop project charter, develop project management plan, direct and manage. It won't use that terminology, but you always need to strip it down to which process group am I in, where am I going? And then you'll know what comes next, okay? Just checking in. This is about the midpoint. Do you have any questions for me, my friend? I see a comment here. Our friend NC Worker. Thank you, NC Worker, for coming through. Always a pleasure to have you on these calls. Thank you very much. All right, and my friend who is here with me, any questions? I'm looking in the chat. How do you feel about the 49 processes? You feel good about it? Feel good about the 49? Can I give you a quick quiz? I'll give you a quick quiz. Okay, you feel good? Awesome. So let me ask you this. You have inspected a deliverable as the performing organization. You've inspected a deliverable. What do you do next? You've inspected a deliverable, it's passed the test. You feel it's good. What happens next? Chat into me. Chat into me. What happens next? Can just give me one sentence. Give me one sentence. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. You're on your way. You're on your way. Great job. Yeah, the answer is indeed validate scope. So this is how you need to be thinking. The PMI is not going to give you the terminology exactly as it is in the 49. I know some of you have been reading Process Groups of Practice Guide, and that's good. But you got to convert the name of the process to what is being done, because when PMI gives you the question, they're going to say, you're a project manager on a project, you've just conducted an inspection of a facility that was the main deliverable. What should you do next? The answer is not necessarily going to be validate scope. It will be engage the customer in a review. And with that said, I just got word that my battery is running low very quickly. So I got to get my skates on, whether I like it or not. Number 5, rest and relax. Like tonight, those of you taking the exam tomorrow, watch a movie, do something fun, but don't sweat the small stuff. Just move on, get some rest, and avoid cramming. Number 6, stay positive, PMA. The great Zig Ziglar, he says, it's your attitude that determines your altitude. And it truly is the case on this exam. Your attitude determines your altitude. It's not your aptitude. Aptitude is great, but on this exam, trust me, attitude is huge. So you need to go in with that PMA, positive mental attitude. Use breathing techniques. Breathe in deep. It's so relaxing. Just suck in all that great fresh air, even before you go into the venue. And exhale. Inhale, exhale. It really is a trip. It gives me a buzz, just sucking in that great fresh air. Number 8, pace yourself. Manage time wisely, just like I said, 230, 150, 80, or 230, 155, 80. That needs to be your mantra. Mow them down and move on. Number 9, eliminate distractions. Focus on each question, not on the overall time or number of questions left. So really focus, hyper focus, give it your best for 1 minute 10, 1 minute 15 seconds and move on. Number 10, remember PMP is not perfection. You don't need 100%. If you're thinking, oh, did I really get that one? Did I really get that one? Did I really get that one? You're going to be distracted and you're going to keep freewheeling and second guessing yourself. Don't do that. Remember, it's all going to pan out, it's all going to balance out. So do your best and don't stress. Number 11, use the process of elimination. There are some options that are just so ridiculous. Close those ones out and focus on those that are a possibility and narrow them down using the process of elimination. Use those that are most agile and most PM power. In other words, no mother may I options. Oh, ask the stakeholders what to do. No. Don't choose those. Choose the powerful ones. Here's your final one. Stay hydrated. Eat good. Don't overeat. A balanced meal. Take something that you can quickly grab from your locker, like a banana, like an orange, an apple, something that you can use to spike up that energy and jump back into the game. And that, my friends, that is the rule for engaging on your exam. The day before, get into this mental state, go in there, and like an assassin, kill the exam. Don't take any prisoners. Don't have mercy on the test. Kill it and bring back the bacon. All right, my friends. Well, any questions before we round up for today? Did that help give you some clarity, some guidelines on what you need to do and how you need to do it? Yeah? Okay. Awesome, awesome. Well, I want to say a big thank you to you for joining. I'm going to get off my soapbox now and I'm going to spend some time mentoring and coaching my friend who's on the call right now who's taking the test tomorrow. Not just taking the test. I know she's going to kill it. She's going to kill it. So congrats in advance. Those of you taking the test as well, congrats. It's that time I need to hop off the call, but I will be back. You know, like I always say, stay tuned to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please do that. There will be additional videos. The reason why you haven't seen me in a while, I have been on the road training the PMP globally. I've been doing that over the past 2 weeks. I've got another 2 weeks of that coming up. So if you want to be on a channel where you get the latest and the greatest and the very best, this is a channel for you. All right. Thank you all very much. And if you have any questions, now will be a good time. I see a question from Asif. Asif, thank you for the question. How tools and techniques questions appear on the exam? Yeah. So the tools and techniques questions, they are likely to ask you, what should you do? Or how should you approach a situation? And you need to understand it's in the application of the tools. Like understand the key tools like WBS, right? How do you do that? Decomposition. The schedule. You got to know forward passes and backward passes by definition. You got to understand leads and lags by definition. So when you see those on the test, the technology or the technicality isn't going to deceive you. You're going to know exactly what they're talking about and you're going to be able to kill it. Okay? We'll continue this discussion in the chat. Thank you, Otto. Otto came through and Otto said, thank you. Like the power choice answer. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much, my friends. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. All the best and bye for now.